Ladies and gentlemen, sit back, relax, because today is a good old-fashioned reaction video to the one and only Ashton Hall, who's going super viral for stuffing his face in cold bowls of Saratoga water and rubbing banana peels across the unders of his eyes. I personally got hip to Ashton a couple weeks ago because someone sent me this post on his Instagram where he's doing suicides in the parking lot, not the Boeing style suicides, the real ones, the fitness ones. And, you know, at his size and speed, he may qualify as a moped. I haven't watched this morning routine because I thought it'd be funner to... Funner? Wow, am I an idiot? Am I 12? I haven't watched this morning routine until right now. So if you haven't, well, it'll be a surprise for both of us. And if you have, just follow along with me. Before I press play, I have to say something, which is it's tough that even though you can get ripped, you can still have like a regular head and face. I don't know if that makes sense. Like this dude's head could be on a regular person's body. Like this head could be on my body. It could be on a 5'6", 140-pound guy. I know he's shredded. He's a former athlete, this and that. You only know that kind of from the neck down. I don't know why that is. Maybe some scientists in the comments could explain why, but he just seems like he's got a regular face. I know everybody wants to get on him for doing the preliminary work for a kidnapper, you know, shutting his face down with the mouth tape and putting a little bridge on his nose. If you're not a cool alpha male, or if you're not a beautiful lady that also does the same thing before she goes to sleep, if you're not hip, that opens up your nasal passages for when you breathe, and this is forcing him to breathe through his nose. He's basically doing a Navy SEALs exercise every time he goes to sleep. Anyways, let's just let him do his thing. It's good to know that off rip, we are on the same wavelength. Shredded rich guy and everyone else brushes teeth. Good to know we're all there. But I guess he's different because he does it with the Saratoga water bottle. You should know before we go any further, part of this guy's thing is he only uses bottled water, the Saratoga bottled water. And he's basically living like a tourist in Mexico, an American tourist in Mexico. And to be honest, I wouldn't drink the water in Florida either. I'd be afraid of what it would do to my mind. So I think more than fashion, this is just safety. Something you can add actually to your morning routine is buying a ticket to my tour. I start next week in New Zealand and then I'm going straight to Australia. I also added a bunch of new cities and I'm going back to Canada. So buy a ticket now at noelmillerlive.com. All right, let's get back to the cold bowl of water guy. Everyone's been getting on him for this frame. He knows a thing or two about marketing. What you fail to understand is that if I drop it down in the first 30 seconds, your small plebeian pedestrian mind will leave a comment. And I know that about you. You can't resist to try to take me off my block, to try to take me down a peg. That's how stupid you are. That's how in control of the situation I am. I'll put my arse straight to my heels. Better than any stripper you've ever seen. And that demonstrates three things. It demonstrates 1, core strength. 2, toe strength. And 3, it demonstrates the weakness that you possess. You can't resist to take a man down. You can know more about this in my online courses. He's letting you know he can put ass to grass. And I would expect no less from a former athlete. Okay, there's a lot of assumed context in those last 10 frames. And again, he's very good at what he does. He changes the frame every 3 seconds to keep you engaged. He knows everybody's brain rotted. And he knows everyone's going to want to hate his life. So if you didn't catch that, he's journaling at 4:30 in the morning. And me personally, I like to imagine all he's writing is just fucking duh. No actual words. Just one long fuck. I don't know what this says about me, but I've tried journaling very early in the morning. And a lot of it is nonsense. If you read it back to yourself, a lot of the time it sounds schizophrenic, suicidal. So if he's got clarity at that hour in the morning, this is a very focused guy. This next frame, though, is the one that really makes my hair stand up.
You're gonna be serious about the Lord's business.
Choosing to watch a church sermon at 4:55 in the morning, you gotta really like God to do that. I could say me, there are not many things spiritually that I could commit to at 5 in the morning. I used to meditate at 5 in the morning. And I think that was just me cheating sleep, you know. Spiritually, I thought I was evolving as a person, but really I was just zonked out for an extra 30 minutes. Let me tell you what I'm doing if a church sermon is on my phone at 5 in the morning. I'm turning off church. I'll go back to church at a more reasonable hour, maybe 1 p.m. Now, hold on. You saw the jump in time there? It takes him 15 minutes to prepare the Saratoga water and the bowl of ice. Now comes the coveted, the penultimate moment, the face into the cold bowl of water. This is the shit that everyone's going crazy for. And to be honest, I kind of like the face in the cold water. You know, maybe from the bottles it's not as practical, but I think compared to what else is out there, it's more chill. You know, a lot of guys go overboard. They get a whole bucket in their backyard. They're putting ice baths on their balcony. I kind of like this, you know, more chill approach. You could also do that with a running faucet, but maybe it feels more premium, you know, premium lifestyle. Anyways, he's going to get dressed now. This next bit should indicate to you how tall the building is that he lives in. Look at this shit. He gets in the elevator at 6:23, and he doesn't get to that treadmill till 6:38. That's a long-ass way down. Also, knowing how fast this guy can run on a public road without anything in his way, it's very kind of him to pretend that he's going to run on this treadmill, because if he goes flat out, he'll run straight through this fucking thing. The belt will come shredding off the back of it. He'll go right through that glass. It might be able to run on air if the humidity's right. Oh, you thought I'd do one cold face bath a day? Bitch, think again. I'm about to do Zoom meetings. I need to be awake. This is a life hack, man. If you got hours of Zoom meetings lined up, get you a cold bowl of water. Just, you know, kind of gently waterboard yourself in between meetings to stay focused.
So looking at it, bro, we got to go ahead and get in at least 10,000.
That's the one that also had people going crazy. I've seen that quote. Looking at it, bro, we got to get it to at least 10,000. People have been calling him out for faking the conversation. If anything, people giving Ashton a hard time for that little moment right there lets you know that for that beginning minute and 5 seconds, they were believing every bit of your life. You've carried yourself so well that what people are expecting you to do is to say something like, well, the KPIs, you know, they just aren't there for us, so I think we're going to have to cut that product line. You dish out one of those, I think everyone's like, oh, I wonder what he sells, you know? So getting it to 10,000, getting what to 10,000? Give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he's just coaching a client, you know, because he is an online coach. Maybe he's just talking about steps. Maybe that was just a wholesome moment where he's just, you know, looking at a fucking lethargic person going, hey, man, you got to get the steps to 10,000. Okay, I don't know. You live in Europe, man. You gotta get it at least to 10,000. You know, that's how locked in people were in this guy's lifestyle. They're thinking he's talking money, and he's just talking basic fitness. I think a lot of people are making assumptions about the woman in this video cooking this food. This is actually his mom. It's his mommy, and she's taking care of her big, strong, growing boy. This moment here lets me know that Ashton is really about his money, because he's just spraying that sauce in a crisp suit. He doesn't give a fuck if he gets a stain on that. And that's it. Personally, me, I don't think all the clowning is really warranted. You know, I don't think anything he's done is that out of the ordinary. Maybe it's because he doesn't lecture it to you. He just shows it to you. Because, you know, every other morning routine guy, they either have the science behind their morning routine, so they're kind of a nerd and it's not really inspiring to argue with, or it's the other version where it's like some self-important guy who loves the way he looks in the mirror. So it's just kind of obnoxious to deal with. But Ashton's version, maybe he's doing something really high level here where he's just holding the mirror up to us, you know? He didn't say shit about his morning routine. He's just showing it to you, and you're the one doing all the talking. You're the one getting all your emotions out there. Now, let's stop playing. This shit's goofy as hell. I think it's easy for all of us to watch this with a grain of salt. We all know that he's doing what everyone else is doing. He's just getting people to click. And When people sent me his account, because I had a handful of people message me account like 2 or 3 weeks ago, because I'm cool and I get everything before it really blows up. While everyone was focused on his morning routine, I contacted my buddies at the CIA and we did a deep dive on his Instagram, and we have tons of secret information. Something curious. He's big on the Saratoga water now, but that wasn't always the case. If you scroll down far enough, you find February 1st. That's an Evian water bottle. I don't think that really says anything. It just seems like he was in LA and he couldn't access Saratoga. By the way, it's worth saying, I think the funniest tweet I saw was that person who took all the screenshots of his face in the bowl of water, and they're like me with Dua Lipa's fucking toilet bowl. We all know Ashton as the face and bowl guy. That's how I'm going to kind of term him at this point in time. But what if I told you there's another face and bowl guy? Now, this post was done 5 weeks ago by Marvinacci, and there's something curious about this post. It seems very targeted. The caption feels very similar to something Ashton would use, and he's using the same red-bottom shoes that Ashton would feature in his videos. And a core part of Ashton's content is he doesn't like socks. He likes to go raw dogs in the shoes. And Marvinacci here seems to be doing the same thing. But the conspiracy doesn't stop there.
Thank you. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I believe we are looking at the first morning routine diss track. Okay? Marvinacci seems to be parodying, or at least mocking, all the things that Ashton does in his content. Vague lady off camera. Thank you. Saratoga water. Putting shoes on with no socks. Hitting it hard in the gym. Brushing his teeth. You know what I like about Ashton's morning routine is it's very tangible. It's very humble. You know, any one of us can get up at 4, brush our teeth, drink from the Saratoga water, do some push-ups, virtual church. These are all things you can do, except me. He's lost me at virtual church. That, and if I'm copying this morning routine, I don't know what the hell I'm going to get to 10,000. So that part I got to figure out too. But anyways, something that's really crazy is this morning routine, according to X, has almost 700 million views, which is a fuck ton. I think that's more views than some movies. More people have watched this morning routine than Shazam: Fury of the Gods, and that has got to sting for Zachary Levi. Clearly, this is a polarizing piece of media, and you know you're doing something when the son of Satan himself, Mr. Beast, is tweeting about it. So I like how people called out, you know, the guy Drew Walls, who went viral because people were calling his trip to Target post super cringe. But something interesting about cringe. You can be cringe so long that it comes back around, because now everyone really supports Drew Walls. Now they have appreciation for his content. They're like, this guy wasn't even selling anything. He was just documenting his normal life. We were so quick to judge when here we had our hero all along. So, Ashton, good luck to you, man. You're the internet supervillain for the next, I don't know, couple weeks. Big ups, Ashton. When you have a moment like this of virality, got to do everything you can to convert it into sales. So let's see it, Ashton. Merch, cameos, boxing match, brand deals. Get it all. Get it while the getting's good. Anyways, guys, I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.